What's going on? I'm Adam Steyer with Mortgage Solutions, and recently we've been getting a lot of questions about what it takes to become a homeowner. So I've compiled 5 of the most frequently asked questions that I hear on a regular basis from first-time home buyers. So let's get right into it. The first question: do I need to save a lot of cash? So that's a great question, and in my opinion, the answer is both no and yes. So there are a couple of zero down payment mortgage options out there. However, the greater that you can put down, obviously the less you need to borrow and the lower your monthly mortgage payment is going to be. So you need to keep that in mind. You also need to keep in mind closing costs. So you do need some cash to purchase a home, but you don't necessarily need 20% or a large portion of the purchase price. I do many mortgages where my clients put as little as 3% down, and then we can also work with you to keep closing costs as low as possible. So, please don't disqualify yourself from home ownership if you don't have a lot of cash saved up. It might be a lot more realistic than what you're thinking. So, before you disqualify yourself, let's talk about it to determine what you would qualify for. All right, next question. Do I need to be debt-free? So, the answer to that is no. In fact, some debt can be a good thing. Your debt does need to be under control, however. So debt levels will affect your credit score and potentially your ability to qualify. As a general rule, keep all credit lines like your credit cards at 30% or under their max limits. For example, if your credit card has a limit of $1,000, you should be keeping your balances at $300 or under every month, and your credit scores will thank you for that. Okay, so your credit scores are important. Next question: what kind of documents do I need? So your financial documents will need to be gathered and sent in for analysis, and we'll be looking at your income, assets, as well as your monthly debt obligations to determine what you would qualify for. The documents that are requested are typically pretty simple things like 2 months pay stubs, a recent bank statement, and your last 2 years W-2. So the more prepared you are now, the easier it's going to be when it comes time to get pre-approved. Next question: how important is my credit score? So, we already touched on this a little bit earlier, but your credit score is a window into your past and current financial actions. So it's very important that you know what your score is. Typically, to qualify, you're going to need a 620 score or better. And then, the better your credit score, the better options that are going to be available to you. So if you don't know what your credit score is, I can go ahead and run your credit report for you, free of charge. We can take a look at it together to determine where you currently stand and if there's anything that you can do now to improve your score. So knowing what's on that report is going to help you know if you're doing the right things and address any issues now that might keep you from getting a loan down the line. All right, last question: how do I even begin? Well, I would say you're in the right place. So first thing to do is research, which you're watching this video on the internet, so you have already started. The next step, I would say, go ahead and reach out to me. It doesn't hurt to have a conversation. So shoot me an email, give me a call, and I'll walk you through the process and lead you down to the path of home ownership.